Alrighty, boys, we are back. Episode number 7. We are here with Hearts of Pine professional soccer player Ollie Wright. Ollie, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us today.
No, thank you. Thank you guys for having me. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Really wanted to get you on here because I feel like not enough people know about the Hearts of Pine, which is kind of funny to say because you guys are setting attendance records and sold out games instantly. But I feel like more people need to be privy of this in Maine and outside of Maine because you guys are huge and you guys have been creating a huge community around here. And I want to just start with asking you how this season has gone versus your expectations coming into the year, because even within the last couple of weeks, you guys were power ranked first in all of USL 1.
Yeah, I think, first of all, the expectations that, a lot of us had coming into this season were, that obviously with it being a first year club, there's going to be a little bit of hype around it and, the first professional soccer team in Maine. And so there was that aspect of it too. But I think it exceeded anyone's expectations, to be honest with you. I think, the fact that every single game is sold out, even looking into next season, I think there's already a wait list for season tickets. It's just the hype around the club, the buzz around it, even as far as like the jerseys and the marketing aspect of things, it's just been way more than any of us, I think, imagined, except for maybe Gabe and some of the other owners who maybe had that vision initially. But, as a player myself, I never thought it would be what it's been. So it's been a real honor to be a part of that, to be honest with you. And, in terms of our on-the-field success, like you say, our last 2-3 months has been real good for us. And I think we've known from day one that we have what it takes to compete with anyone at this level. But there's always things that go into being a first-year club. Obviously, this is the first time majority of us have played together. You look at our roster, we've got a lot of young guys coming from college. So Bobby's kind of thrown together 22 names, and you kind of just have to hope it works. And there's been bumps in the road for sure, but you look at where we are now, and now we're at a position where we're looking to hopefully get a home playoff spot. And if you asked us 6 months ago, would we be happy with just a playoff spot, we would have bitten your hand off. So I think obviously with success, your goals change and your goals improve every single week. But we're super happy with how the year's gone so far, and I feel like there's a belief now that the sky's the limit, and we'll see what happens.
Having been to a game, I can't even imagine the atmosphere of a playoff game there. Never mind just I wasn't able to snag tickets right away just because of how crazy it was, but I was able to go within the last couple months, and it was some of the most fun I've had at a sporting event, period. Never mind It's like a soccer game. It was like the community that has come around you guys is crazy, and I just kind of wanted to know how if all you guys have felt the love from the fans and the community around us.
100%. Like you say, well, firstly, I'm in the same boat as you. I don't see how it's like every single home game is better than the last. And I don't understand how that's even possible because there's the same amount of people there. And
right.
I don't know, there's just a different buzz. But like you say, with a playoff game, you can't get more sold out than sold out. So how are you going to make it even better than it already has been? But I know that they'll find a way if that was the case. But yeah, no, we definitely feel the support, even outside of the field. When we're at grocery stores or just driving on the highway, you always see people with little Hearts of Pine stickers on their car or wearing the merch or stopping you and asking for a conversation or whatever it may be. We really do feel well supported by the community, and I think that's something that I've said it to many people before. As a kid growing up, you want to be a professional soccer player. Well, I wanted to be a professional soccer player for 2 main reasons. One of the reasons was to hopefully make hundreds of thousands of dollars a week, which obviously I didn't quite reach that point. But the second thing was to play in front of thousands of people and leave an impact wherever you are. And I think Hearts of Pine have given us a great opportunity to do that, and especially for the guys here this year, being the inaugural season, having the chance to stamp our authority on it and leave a legacy, and just leave the place better than when we found it.
Sure. through your young career, how have the facilities of Portland kind of been up to in comparison to the other stops so far?
Yeah, I've been really lucky. I've been at some top clubs in USL and MLS Next Pro where, you know, we've always been blessed with decent facilities. I think the difference with Portland is obviously we play at a high school stadium,
Right.
so there's always, you know, troubles that come with that. For example, occasionally having to play with football lines on the field or having a track around the field and whatnot. But I think, you know, the front office and the guys in charge of the game day experience do a great job in almost making you not notice that. You know, if you see Fitzy on a random Tuesday afternoon compared to game day, it's like a completely different place. So yeah, I mean, you can barely notice it, and it's also one of those things where, you know, regardless of the facilities, there's not many better places that I don't think you know, you could give a. We go to many teams in the league who have, you know, great fields and lovely facilities, lovely locker rooms and whatnot. I'm not saying that we don't have that. We have all those things, but at some of those places you're playing in front of 500 people, you know. So right. I think Portland's one of those places where you could ask us to get changed outside and on the side of the field, and we wouldn't really care, you know. It's the fact that we've got such great support, and it kind of just makes you oblivious to everything else, you know, which is great.
Awesome. From the one game I went to, you scored a hat trick, and what I couldn't miss was the golf swing celebration. A, it's fantastic, and B, what kind of I know you love golf. I've seen you post on socials. Do you have a favorite course that you go to?
Yeah, I go to Dutch Elm quite a bit. A buddy of mine works there called Fraser. So yeah, I like to go down there. That's in Arundel. It's actually awful at golf. Like my handicap is probably in like the 30s to 40s. You know, I'm really, really bad, but it's great. You know, being a soccer player, you get a lot of free time, and you know, I think we've seen it over the last 5-10 years that there's a big like emphasis on mental health and especially with men. You know, I think at times men can be a little bit stubborn to the fact that, you know, they're not always okay, but golf for me has been a great way to kind of, you know, get out of the house and go and see some nice greenery. I see a lot of the course because I'm chasing after my ball in every direction. Right. So yeah, it's great to, you know, get out there and get some fresh air. I go with buddies, I go on my own, whatever it may be. I think it's just a great way to, you know, kill 3-4 hours and yeah, just take yourself away from soccer, you know, which I think is really important.
That's awesome. I know there's a lot of like bigger celebrities like Patrick Dempsey and such like that support the team and such. What has that meant to you to have those type of people be there, like supporting you and such like that?
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, I've been lucky enough to have lived in numerous different states. I went to college in Texas. I played soccer in Alabama, and you know, all my friends that I made in those states are telling me about how cool it is that, you know, Patrick Dempsey is going to the game, or this person or that person. You know, so for us as players, it's great to have those sorts of people supporting you. We had Janet Mills, is it? She was at a game, and yeah, it's super cool when you see things like that, and you see, you know, people of real high status in the world that are, you know, supporting you. It kind of makes you feel super important, and it's yeah, we're all really grateful to have that sort of support. But like I say, it's not just them. It's also, you know, the non-famous people in Portland that make it such an enjoyable place to play, and yeah, no, it's great. We really are appreciative.
One thing that I thought was really cool, a lot of your games get played on Nessun. I think that's thanks to Tom Karen, mostly, which is awesome. But that's such a good way for you guys to kind of be shown to a bigger audience. And I feel like I can't obviously speak for other markets, but I feel like that's something that you guys have, maybe not unique, but I feel like it's a great opportunity for you guys to be seen.
Yeah, definitely. I think you know, the marketing team did a great job of just putting the club out there. you know, like you say, playing on Nesson, obviously thanks to Tom Caron and, you know, the likes of having Patrick Dempsey's Dempsey Centre on the sleeve and whatnot, and the jerseys that are just going viral. And like I said, I think the club has done just such a great job of putting it out there and pushing it to people at all corners of the globe. I think I saw something that said the jersey, I think it was the home jersey, the blue and green one. I think that was all 50 states and like 16 countries or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was something like that. And it's just like, wow, you know, a small city like Portland has really like touched the world. You know, it's great to see, and I think it's just the start. I think there's so much more that we as a club can accomplish. And yeah, no, it really has been it's been so good to be a part of.
The jerseys, like you said, they've been no misses, all hits. Parker's wearing the incredible brick wall. I think, is that just a goalie kit?
Yeah,
this one is the goalie kit. Yeah,
I got to know what your like top three. What your top?
My top three is to wear on the field.
Yes,
the best. My favorite one is the orange one.
Mm-hmm.
If I was just to wear a jersey out and about, if I was going to a restaurant or going for a few drinks or whatever, it would be the Bandit one. Unpopular opinion, and I guess because I'm not a Mainer, I wasn't a massive fan of the original, the blue and green one. When I first saw it, I wasn't a massive fan. I was in England at the time. I'd only seen pictures of it online. I was like, people were telling me that, you know, it really resonates with the culture of Maine, I guess. And obviously, like I said, not being someone that's not a Mainer, I just didn't get it. But like when you put it on, I don't know, it's just, there's something about it that's like, wow, and it's got the collar. And so now I love it, you know, so it's so hard to pick my favorite one. The goalie jerseys are great too. And the warm-up jerseys are great too. I mean,
was it the Acadia Sunset? Is that what they're called? Those are
unbelievable. I don't know how they keep on thinking of these ideas. So yeah, props to them because I'm the kind of person that, you know, I used to play pro clubs with my friends and we'd have trouble designing pro clubs kits.
Yeah.
So, you know, props to them for creating the kits. Yeah, they're all great.
Yeah, we gotta get the camo jerseys, Jake, because they perfectly match.
Yeah, they match our colors. Right?
Yeah,
perfect. You can't not. I feel like, to me, the first thing I thought of when I saw the blue and green ones, my mind immediately went LL Bean. And then once you go from LL Bean, it's like Maine. So, the collar was a great touch too. I wanted to get the long sleeve is just a really cool, unique thing too. That is a great option for people. They're killing it with the jerseys for sure.
A little bit into you personally. I assume you get out and about in Portland a decent amount on your off days and such like that. What does your off day and stuff such look like, and what is your favorite place to eat in Portland?
Wow, okay, that's a good question. I'm gonna roll it back a few weeks to when we're in the summer, because it's not even winter time yet and I already want to just be inside.
Yeah,
when it's a nice sunny day, my off days, that's a good question. I can't give you my favorite place to eat, but I'm going to give you a load of different places. I like to go to Becky's Diner for breakfast. It's a great spot. Like I said, I golf a lot. Video games, that sort of stuff. My favorite place to eat, like in the evening time, would be Portland Lobster Company, I think it's called. Portland, yeah. I've been there a couple of times. I've been to Reraz. Reraz is great. They do a great Guinness. What other places do I like to eat at? Honestly, this is super basic, but Chipotle, like, you can't go wrong. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, but Portland is great. There's so many things to see and things to do. You know, I had both my parents come out earlier on in the summer, so it was, you know, great to be able to show them different things and show them a part of the country that they'd never seen before. Like I say, I was living in the South earlier on in my collegiate career and my professional career, so they got to see that side of the country, but they'd never really seen the Northeast. So I enjoyed showing that to them and you know, giving them a different taste of US culture, which was great.
Did you make sure they got lobster?
I did, yeah. My mum really struggled to eat because she had the whole lobster and she was just really struggling to eat it. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure she was the biggest fan, because it is tough to, if it's your first time to like eating it, it is tough knowing like what to do.
Right.
So yeah,
The whole process. It's a process.
You just go a lobster roll because they're much easier to eat. But they both loved it. They like I say, they got here at the right time when it wasn't too cold, and they'll be back for sure.
It's awesome. Is it the Tuesday game? Is that the game that they're trying to break the attendance record?
I feel like every game they're trying to break the attendance record.
That's fair enough. I think they're trying to break a USL attendance record for a game.
Oh right, I wasn't too aware of that. But I'm sure that's something they'll be going for within one of the last 3 games for sure. You know, I think I can't think of many other teams in our league, even the league above, that sell out every single game. Like, I couldn't tell you that. There's probably 1 or 2, but
yeah, the aftermarket for the tickets is more than professional, like basketball, football. It's ridiculous.
But what's crazy is that I was at Huntsville my last 2 seasons, and it was a brand new club, but the first year I was there, and I think with a lot of brand new clubs, there's always, you know, massive hype around the city the first year or 2. And Huntsville's a bad example, because Huntsville's been able to maintain that level of hype, if you will. But there's some teams in USL Championship or USL League One that, you know, after 1 or 2 years it kind of fizzles out. But Portland hasn't given any signs of that at all. It just seems to me that it's going strength to strength, and I can't imagine. Like, I can only imagine that in 10 years' time, it's going to be even bigger than what it is now. You know, there's probably going to be a brand new stadium. There's promotion relegation coming to USL. So it just seems like it's on this upwards trajectory. Whereas, like I say, some teams in USL have had a great start and kind of fizzled out a little bit, or hit a plateau, or whatever it may be. But Portland really doesn't seem like it's going down that alley anytime soon.
Yeah, I've always kind of said, like, I feel like the hype is so real and the love is so strong that I feel like it isn't crazy to think they'll do either some kind of big renovations or build upon Fitzpatrick just to kind of have more people or have just better facilities, just because the kind of people that you guys are bringing in is insanity. And like you said, it doesn't feel like that's going to end anytime soon. Even next year, it's like a wait list for season tickets, never mind regular tickets to buy.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I'm sure that's in the plans of the owners, is to, you know, like you say, either renovate or build a new stadium, whatever it may be. I'm sure that's in, you know, the plan of the next 5 or so years. But, you know, if there's a place to do it, this is the place. This is the place for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
One last question for me would be, what was your drive to come to the States versus trying to play pro in London?
So I was fortunate enough when I was in England from like a super young age to be in and around professional academies and whatnot. I started off at Fulham, I went to Brentford, I went to QPR, and I got released from QPR when I was 16. And when I got released, it was like either you're going to get a scholar, which is like a pre-pro deal pretty much, or you're going to get released. So unfortunately I got released. Only 2 or 3 guys get that deal and go and start training with the under 23s or the first team. So yeah, I spent the next year and a half, 2 years just playing, you know, local semi-pro soccer. And the problem with Europe is it's such a, like, there's so many kids in Europe, especially in England, especially in London, that are trying to, you know, play professional soccer. It's everyone's dream. It's like a religion over there almost. And so it's such a tough market to break into, regardless of. I'm not saying I was necessarily good enough to play pro in England, but what I'm saying is that a lot of kids that are good enough slip through the cracks just because there's just so many people, you know. And I'd seen a friend of mine, he went to college the year before. So he went to college in 2016, the year before I went out. And I'd spoken to him in detail about it. And, you know, I'd seen social media things that he was doing. And I just kind of I thought it'd be a great step for me to take. I didn't really see. I knew that I could stay in England and probably make a living off of soccer playing, non-league football or maybe like League Two maybe. But it just didn't seem like the lifestyle that I wanted to pursue. So I decided to, take the risk of coming to college in the US. And I think that the beauty of the US collegiate system, it gets a lot of hate sometimes, but I think what it does is it gives kids 4 or 5 extra years to potentially make the jump to pro. I mean, you look at our roster this year, we got a handful of rookies that are 23, 24 years of age. That doesn't happen in Europe. If you've not made it in Europe by 18, maybe 19, you're probably not going to make it. So I think it gives guys an extra, like I said, 4 or 5 years to improve as a player and potentially make that jump to the next level. And 2, it also gives people something to fall back on. Now I've got a degree. If I get injured tomorrow and I can never play soccer again, I've got something to fall back on that can, secure me for my future, which I think is the most important thing, because soccer is such a short career, and I don't think people realize it. It's a short career in Europe when people are earning millions of dollars, let alone in USL when you're getting 1-year contracts and obviously you're not making millions of dollars. I think it's really important to have that plan B. But yeah, so I jumped on the plane when I was 18, went to San Antonio, Texas, middle of August when it was about 150 degrees. It was awful.
Ouch.
Yeah, took some adjusting. But I met some amazing people there. Some people that I'm still in contact with today, still in contact with the coach. I think it's been the best decision I ever made. And I speak to people when I go back to England. I speak to younger cousins of mine or friends, younger siblings or friends of mine that are always interested in the US route. And I say to them, listen, if you are fortunate enough to be in a position where you can go to the US to play soccer, I would jump at the opportunity. If I could go back 8 years and do it all again, I would, and I wouldn't change a thing. So yeah, I've loved every minute of it, and there's been ups and downs like anything, but yeah, what a journey it's been. And hopefully this is just the start. I think hopefully this is just the start. I think I've got plenty more to offer on and off the field. And so yeah, I'm just enjoying the journey as it goes.
It's awesome. Well, we appreciate the time that you've given us.
Absolutely.
We're gonna be rooting for you guys still all the way through. Hopefully through the playoffs. That'd be so sick to have a home playoff game. And as you said, all of Portland's behind you, all Maine's behind you. So yeah, it's great to talk to you and get some more insight on everything.
And to you, thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I will be there on Tuesday, and I'm excited to see you play.
Love it. Hopefully you'll break this record.
Yes.
The plan.
Have a good rest of your day, Ollie. Thank you again.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.